How are you, mate? Nice to see you again. Because they must ask it all the time.
You all right?
Yeah, it's just very spooky, isn't it? Always.
Well, it's also that you make it really mysterious. I mean, you're just staring in her eyes.
I thought he was going to hypnotise me.
But do people say to you all the time? How do you do that?
People are always trying to figure things out, and you know, obviously, the natural question when you see a magician is, "Come on, how do you do it?"
Then you'd wreck it. But how did you do that? It's lovely to see you. This is a big announcement today. I know it's an announcement that you've made on social media already, but you are, because the Magician Impossible is tonight at 9 on Watch, and because they don't want to spoil any of the stuff that you've done, they won't give us any clips, so we can't show you anything.
It's the last ever.
But it's the last
ever one. Why?
Last ever.
Why?
I feel that with the show over the last 4 years, I've kind of taken magic to a place that I think, you know, on TV, right now, I don't think I could do any better. But the next natural step is that people watch the show and the first thing they say is, I want to see it live.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go on tour next year.
So it's not that you've run out of any tricks then?
Oh, no, I've got loads of things in store for the tour, which starts next year, next October.
But then once you've done the tour, because the thing is that you can do the tour and they know, in that town, they know you're there. And a tour lasts a certain amount of time. What happens at the end of the tour?
Then well, hopefully the tour's a huge success.
Yeah.
And I start making a new show.
Would you come back on the telly then?
I'm definitely up for it, yeah.
Oh, OK. So a pause for this one, then a tour, and
then... the final Magician Impossible,
right.
But it's not the last you're going to see.
The next one will
like
be the
Madonna.
return of
She's
Magician
like Madonna.
Possible as the next series.
Maybe. Maybe.
The one that you're actually doing, the show that's on tonight, they have been some massive spectacles that you've pulled off. What are your favourites?
One of my favourites has got to be Walking Across the River Thames. I think that's probably the one that really, no pun intended, put me on the map.
But that's an older one, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about there you are. I mean, that was astonishing.
How?
What about the new series?
More recently, I think when I was in LA and I jumped off the roof of the Shangri-La hotel and survived, that was something I tried to do in the first series and ended up injuring myself really badly, so I had to kind of put that on hold for a bit, but for the final series I got to try and attempt it again. And then also filming out in India. Like, India on a whole was just an amazing, beautiful backdrop for my magic, and some of the stuff I did there is some of the greatest work I've ever done.
Well, you there was one particular thing that you did Rag Sasari, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that is, just explain, there's a little bit...
We was in one of the slums and they used the pylon, the electric pylon, to hang things out to dry, and they gave me one of the rags from the pylon and...
Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
That is incredible. It's a really physical job, yours, and you've been in training, haven't you, with David Hayes?
Yeah, with Ruben Tabarez.
Because even just that thing there, you must have really strong tummy muscles.
I work it.
Do you have to really work hard?
Especially with my tummy, because I've got Crohn's disease as well. You know, my tummy's not the strongest, so it's important that I work out. And also with the stuff like jumping off the building, you know, I needed to make sure that I didn't have the same problems I had the first series when I was doing it this time. And Ruben got me to a great state.
We should point out that jumping off the roof of any building for any budding magician is, in fact, liable to cause you extreme injury.
Yes, don't do it at home.
Yeah, really don't jump off anything. One of the social media is fantastic, and they thought they'd uncovered you, didn't they, when you were floating above the top of the shard?
Oh yeah, that's on tonight's episode.
And so people were saying, and I was watching the tweets, you can literally see the wires. So what happened there?
You're going to have to tune in tonight, find out all is going to be revealed.
But why could we see the wires?
It's magic. It's misdirection, isn't it? That's the biggest part of magic, so...
But was it part of a... Was that part of a rehearsal? Because you said that you were sitting at home laughing at the reaction on Twitter.
Yeah,
why?
Because it was hilarious, all this speculation of the magic. When I first started doing magic, no one really was that interested in it. It wasn't talked about in the newspapers or anything. And then now, 15 years later, you know, and literally it was in the papers every single day for like 2 weeks, so...
When you are 1,016 feet up in the air, what does your wife think?
Oh.
I think my wife gets pretty scared. She never really comes to watch me do the stuff, you know, do the big stunts. She watches it on TV after with everybody else. But yeah, obviously, naturally, I think, you know, you'd get scared. My nana's always telling me to calm it down a bit.
She's not that impressed.
Your nan's not impressed, yeah.
No, she's in this episode tonight, and, you know, I thought, wicked, I'll get my nan in there. Last ever series, you know, last episode. And I decided to take her shopping to Morrison's, and then, you know, I'm doing magic
many other
first.
supermarkets.
There are.
Yeah, that's just my nana's favourite. You know, she won't let me go anywhere else. So, you know, I took her down there, and I'm doing magic for her while we're shopping, and she's just like, "Oh, that's good, Stephen, but you know, I want stew, not tomatoes." You know, she keeps,
Got
you know,
magic the wrong tins.
Yeah. Why are you called Dynamo? Because your name is Stephen.
Yeah, my name's Stephen.
Where
yeah.
did Dynamo come from?
I was performing magic in 2001 in New York at the Hilton Hotel at a Houdini Centennial event, and halfway through my show, a guy stands up and shouts, "This kid's a Dynamo," and from that day on, it kind of stuck.